Hello, thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to Esoteric Guidance. My name is Nehru. Thank you so much for tuning in. There might be some changes to some, there might be some changes to some travel plans. For me, for you. But I want to talk just from my crown and from my third eye, through my third eye. And two song downloads this morning. Aerosmith sings a song, Dream On, and the other song is by Barry White, and it says, practice what you preach. Okay, so I'm telling you this, I'm telling you that. Once you get with me, you'll never go back. There is a lesson that I want to teach. Here I am, baby. Practice what you preach. Okay? So, there are those who do not practice what they preach. Okay? There are those who... I checked on Kevin's status last night. And normally when I look his information up, there's tons of pages that come up. Confirmation with the siren starting. There's tons of pages that come up with his information. Last night, there was only one, and I couldn't even access that information. So I don't know if that means he's no longer here. So typically when inmates, he's an inmate or was an inmate in Saginaw Correctional Facility in Michigan. And again, I've had a lot of dreams, none that I recall last night. None that I recall last night. Again, one dream was of a funeral procession. Okay? I was in the car, me and Shanita Renee Walden. Any of those names may resonate for you, like every time. You know, any dates, names, places that I mentioned may resonate for you. I'm in Malaysia. I'm in Southeast Asia. Okay, so Asia could be the name of someone who's karmic in your life or who's a high vibrational being in your life. It was 3:03 on the video timer up there. Current time is 12:23. Okay, so all right. So getting comfortable with your esoteric guidance. It was 3:33. Getting comfortable with your esoteric guidance is the single key. There are other keys, but that is the single biggest key to you living your highest, purest, truest, authentic life. Okay? And I would never claim or say that journey is easy. In fact, anyone who chooses to embrace it should expect the quote loss unquote of friends. You should expect relatives to not support you. Okay, when you decide to go on your divine journey, get on your divine path. Okay, because not everyone wants to see you. And again, you have to consider the majority of the world today. The majority of the world today is still in this closet, closed off space where they are receiving very little spiritually. Okay, and or let me say they're recognizing very little spiritually, if anything, not getting. Okay, divine is always at work. Their ancestors are always trying to get their attention, and but you can't wait for them. Okay, you can't wait for them, and that can be a tough realization for some of us. Okay, you can't wait for them. Okay. But those songs, and the song by Aerosmith goes, every time I look in the mirror, all these lines, my face getting clearer, the past is gone. Okay? So, talks about aging, talks about wisdom, getting through those ages, and how if you continue to dream, okay, and focus, meditate on your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, those things that are in your heart, those desires, okay, no matter how far off they may seem. I've been saying for probably a couple of decades now that I will be traveling around the world and influencing countries. I've been saying that for decades, changing nations, healing nations, and I call nations the people, not the countries. Okay? And there's no doubt that one day that opportunity will present itself. Okay? Not because it's something that I want to do. Again, trust me. Okay? My delight is not being in the spotlight. That's not how I personally function. Okay? And so, again, recognizing how you truly want to live, what you truly want your life to look like, what you truly want to express this lifetime around. Okay? 7:21 up there on the video timer. And so, and I will say this even about karmic energy, okay? And I've said it before. You can live whatever lifestyle you want to live. The problem comes in when they try to make the lifestyle or choices, when they attack others with their choices, thoughts, actions, and when they keep things in secret. Okay? So I use homosexuality and lesbianism as an example. Someone who wants to be a lesbian or someone who wants to be gay or homosexual, not gay, gay means happy, look it up. They should feel free to do that. Okay? They should not be a closet lesbian or a closet homosexual. Okay? They should be not having they should be not having sexual relations behind closed doors. Okay? If they want to live that lifestyle, live it out loud. Okay? If that's what you choose to do. Okay? All right. And that's with anything. Okay? Someone wants to be a prostitute. Be a prostitute. Don't hide it. Okay? Don't care what your family thinks. If that's what you want to do. Okay? Don't care what your kids think. You are very impressionable to them, but don't care, you know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, live it. Okay? Don't be ashamed of who you are. Okay? And I have different opinions about those particular examples and who you are. Okay? I do believe that that's a demonic spirit. That's a Sodom and Gomorrah spirit. Okay? But again, we have free choice. Okay? We have free will. And with that free will, divine prefers that we choose butterfly confirmation, and a siren. Thank you, ancestors. Okay? So, whatever you're, I'm looking at something that says seat. I'm not sure what the rest of the word says because it's blocked off, but it says something seat. Okay, so your rightful seat, your rightful place. Again, whatever that is for you. All right. But unfortunately, most are afraid to take a step that would change their life for the better forever. 1044 on the video timer. Most are afraid to make the change in life and live their authentic self for fear of abandonment, denial of something, denial of health, denial of support, denial of whatever it is. Okay, they're in denial. Okay. It was 11:05 on the video timer. So 5/11, May 11th. Okay, that's Taurus. Okay, Shanita Renee Walden is a Taurus. Her birthday is her birthday May 5th? No, like May 2nd or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to remember back to when I was a child. I met her in 1987 or so. Okay, 87 or 88. Okay, either one of those years could resonate for you. And we were sitting in this car, and during this funeral procession, we're going to this funeral, and there were other family members of Kevin in another vehicle that was going the other way. They were, I guess, leaving. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, leaving. And one individual in there was his younger brother, whose name is Emmett. Okay, so there could be something about someone whose name starts with an E in your journey that, I don't know, good or bad, high vibrational or low vibrational, or is handicapped. Okay, some type of birth defect. And Shanita, when I met her, was an extremely smart person. And Kevin turned her into a voodoo priest. Okay? Today her daughter, one of her daughters at least, I don't know what the other one does. Last time I checked, and this is probably 10 years ago, one of her daughters had a sex shop online. She sold sex toys and all that sort of thing. Her name is Shanae. Okay? The daughter who has the vision problems today, who can't see, visually impaired, her name is Kiana. Okay? So Shanae, Kiana, 1313. Okay? Shanae, Kiana. And that's for transformation and rebirth. Okay? 1331. And so Kevin definitely did not practice what he preached. Okay? Again, many of these warlocks, not many, all of them, but many of these warlocks are being exposed, okay, within their occupations. Again, he was a minister, okay, supposedly. And it was 14 minutes exactly up there, 7-7 if you're seeing that. And in the car, again, it was just her and I. She was driving, and I was sitting behind in the back seat on the passenger side. Okay? So someone could be reaching out to you to let you know that someone has passed, okay, that you were once close to or you once held in high regard. And I'm getting don't bat an eye. Okay, don't bat an eye. don't. All right. When I get that news, whether it's about Kevin or Judy or anyone else that I was once close to and gave unconditional love to, as you have, I'm looking at flowers. It didn't even ding, right? I'm looking right here at flowers, right here. It's the flowers, getting your flowers right now. Okay, you hear the rooster. Okay. So, I just saw another butterfly. So there's something about an awakening or a rude awakening. Okay. Hopefully you are awakening to the truths about you, who you are, where you're meant to go, and who you're meant to be with. When I say who you're meant to be with, I don't mean in regards to a spouse. I mean who you're meant to be with in regard to your soul tribe family, okay? The high vibrational beings that you need to connect with this lifetime, okay? That's what I speak of. And so when we come into this place, again, we arrive high vibrational. It doesn't matter. You could have been born with with some type of birth defect or be diagnosed with something, okay? According to man. I always like to use autism as an example, for instance, or ADHD, okay? Someone who has been diagnosed with ADHD or autism, they're not slow. They don't have an issue with attention. Nothing like that, okay? These individuals are higher vibrational individuals, beings on this planet. We need to learn how to connect with them on their higher level. Okay? Again, a child that gets nervous and then starts, they're tapping in, okay? To calm their nerves, to calm their being, to calm their soul, calm their spirit. They're tapping in, okay? They don't have an issue, okay? There's so many things in this world, in this 3D matrix, in this place, okay, that are misconstrued as illnesses, okay? But they are not. They're a gift, okay? So, one of the things that I've noticed about me, or that I experience, I guess, is a lot of stares. And that's just not recently. You know, it's not in the last year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. It's been going on forever, you know? The unusual stares. It doesn't matter how I look, with hair, no hair, with beard, with goatee. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And in a foreign land, suppose it's more so. Okay? And I will be honest with you, that gets a little annoying. Okay? If you got something to say, say it. Okay? Don't just sit there staring at me. I remember, I'm reminded of growing up, and Janice Hall is one of the women that was with Kevin until she left in 1989 with her birthed seed, Kevin and Crystal, Kevin Joseph and Crystal Janice. Again, I share those names with you because they may resonate. And I remember Crystal as a little girl, she would stare at people all of the time, and Janice would tell her to not stare, okay? And it's rude to stare, right? And so you may have a parent, or you may be a parent that tells your children, it's rude to stare. The only time that it blesses me is when a child stares, because I know that they see, okay? Because, yeah, those particular children that do, and it happens here, okay? A child can go walking by with their parent, and they will walk and they will stare at me from the time they see me until the time they're out of my sight, okay? Because they resonate with unconditional love. They resonate with the childlike spirit, okay? despite how strong I am spiritually, I am extremely nurturing and extremely cozy. 2020 on a video timer. Double vision. I just heard double vision. Okay, so double vision, clarity. You see clearly coming and going in your high vibrational energy. Okay, you see clearly. All right. So, but yeah, he dumped Shanita down, and she became a voodoo priest. And in the car, we were making a right turn, and she almost hit Emmett's car. And I was watching because I already know in the natural she's a very bad driver. Okay, she's wrecked many cars. Okay, 21 minutes on the video timer. She's wrecked many cars, and so hitting deer and all sorts of whatever. Right, she's just not a good driver. And in fact, Kevin did not trust her to drive his best cars, his nicest cars. He did not trust her. He really only trusted Janet. Okay, Janet Lucille, Lucas, Ava Hart. Okay, he only trusted her and her daughter Christina. Okay, again, there's a mother-daughter that's been with him for 30 plus years. Okay, one of the daughters left again eventually. Her name is Yolanda. She lives in Atlanta. I share that for a reason. But yeah, he just sodomized her, right? He just completely took away her power. And that's what he did to all of the women. And that's what polygamous and polyamorous individuals do. And again, the difference is a polygamist is a man that has many women. A polyamorous individual is a female who has many men, whether it's publicly known or not. Okay? So, yeah. There was another one. And so another child, okay, that was walking by staring at me, right? Shanita is the one that he used to send me to or tell me to go ask for help with my math when I was a child. Again, I would get whoopings for getting bad grades, but he would never help me with my homework. How karmic. So, I'm gonna beat your ass when you bring bad grades home, but when you come to me for help, I'm not gonna help you. How karmic. How dark. How unfortunate. But that's what he did. Okay? So she would help me with my math homework. Okay? Shanita was married when she met Kevin, okay? And she was married to a gentleman whose name is Joseph, okay? I don't know if Joseph is still with us physically today, but yeah, okay? Let's see. I was gonna mention something else. Oh, so yes. So in the drive with Shanita, she said something about helping. She said something about helping me, or she said something about helping me, or meaning me not help, like me helping her, or sorry she didn't help me, or something like that. Okay. And to her, it's okay. Okay. I reached out again a decade ago or so, probably, to Shanae on LinkedIn, and She told me she didn't want anything to do with me. I don't know if that was because she thought I was still connected to Kevin and dealing with that, or associated with him. I'm not sure. And thought I had something to do with her mother leaving them in Illinois in 1990 and going, or 1991, and going to Florida again. Pay attention, 1991. But I didn't. Okay, someone else staring at me again. You got something to say it. Okay, and that was a female. You have something to say it. Okay, don't sit there just staring at me. Okay, because I'm bound to ask you what's your fucking problem, and that's the truth. Okay, 2555 on the video timer. Okay, so something about a funeral. You could choose not to go. That's your prerogative. Because everybody's talking all that shit about you. Why don't they just let you live? I don't need permission. Make your own decisions, cause it's your prerogative. They say I'm crazy, but I don't give a damn. Being divine is how I live. They say I'm nasty. I really don't, something, I don't know. Right. But yeah. Okay. Again, free will. Don't live through fear and hinder your own progress and your own processes. Okay? Because you're trying to hold on to a family member, or you're trying to hold on to a spouse. Okay? When people show you who they are, believe them. Okay? A Truest told me that. When it wasn't Shanita, but when people show you who they are, believe them. Okay, and there could be something about 5'5". I thought she was. I said May 5th first. Vanessa Bryant is the one individual, Kobe Bryant's wife. She's the only one that I know or am aware of today who was born on 5'5". Okay, so Vanessa Bryant, Brian, and yeah. Okay. So I just, again, wanted to come on and just share just from the crown, and I hope give some hope and some belief. 28 minutes, some belief that whatever it is for you, is possible. However, and I only speak to the energy of high vibrational beings. When I say possible, I don't mean being a dark witch. If you want to be a dark witch, that's possible. By the way, I saw someone today that reminded me strongly of Alexis. Okay? Alexis Divine Simmons. I saw someone strongly today. They had on she was dressed like a guy, like Alexis does. And she was coming in. I was downstairs at the restaurant here outside the hotel having a cup of coffee, and she was walking across the little parking lot, okay, to the restaurant. And I just looked up and saw her, and immediately her build and everything, immediately she reminded me of Alexis, the way she was dressed, everything about her, her energy, everything, okay? So, Alexis, I don't know where you are. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what comprises of your life today. Okay? She was in a relationship with someone whose name is Katie, as my nose itches. Okay? That name does come out and energy reads. So Katie. Okay? And Katie is a blonde Caucasian. Okay? I don't know what, can't say blue eyes, blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't know what color her eyes are, right? I've seen Katie, I want to say 3 times maybe, on Alexis's 20, 2021. Was it 2021? I think 2021. She was celebrating her birthday, and they were out at a hotel, and so I wanted to meet up with her and just spend some time with her, and so I bought both of them dinner, got them some drinks, and yeah, so we spent a little time together, and then I met her, or I also saw her again around the time that Alexis's grandmother died, whose name is Phyllis. Okay. And yeah, so I've only seen Katie a couple of times. I believe she's from North Carolina. I believe she's from North Carolina. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know where you are. I don't know what your life comprises of today. Okay. I don't know. I hope you're being your true, authentic self. Okay? She does have a fighting spirit. Okay? As I did when I was even a child. Again, growing up in the projects and that, had fights on the weekly basis. On the weekly basis, whether I was defending Matt, because he would get teased a lot because he was challenged in some ways. Okay? Neurologically, psychologically, educationally, mentally, whatever, however you want to classify that, because of things that happened to him as a child that Judy allowed to happen to him. Okay? He was in a coma for 3 days, electrocuted, okay, by an extension cord in the house. Okay? So he grew up with some challenges, and I had to defend him because he would get teased and mocked, and whenever he came to me and he told me those things. Okay. So Alexis has that energy, that advocate energy. Okay. She may use it karmically or may not understand it today, but she has that energy. And Alexis is approaching, next year she'll be 30. Okay. Her birthday is in October. Okay. 10/6. Okay. Also, Kevin has a son whose name is James, born on 10/6. They are the exact same age, 1996. Exact same age. Okay. Yeah. Again, you have that middle name. I hope you're living up to it. Okay. Alexis Divine Simmons. Could be something about AIDS. Okay? Something about AIDS. Okay? So, someone could be diagnosed. You could get information or news about someone being diagnosed with HIV or full-blown AIDS. It's just another karmic dispensation, I just heard. It's just another karmic dispensation. Yeah. So what is Divine saying to you today about your journey? What are your ancestors, the birds, okay, the animals that you see, the synchronicities that you're witnessing? What are they saying to you today? What are they encouraging you to do, not to do, stop doing, begin to do? Okay? Continue to do. What are they saying to you? Because they are speaking. That's without a doubt. They are speaking. Okay? So when you come into this divine light and this divine awareness, some experience great sorrow because they come into the realization of just how evil they have been, just how dark they have been, and my crown is bumping right now. Okay? 34:59, 35 minutes. Okay? You could be seeing 8. You could be a life path 8, or you could resonate with 8 for some other reason. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know where I'll be traveling next exactly, but soon I will be. So, for those of you who are for those of you who are watching, FBI, CIA, DEA, those of you who have, I almost said it, those of you who have I was going to say something about C. There might be something about counterintelligence. Okay. Someone could have been in counterintelligence in the military, or currently. Because there are civilian counterintelligence agencies as well. Okay. So, listen. I saw several confirmations on shirts yesterday. One guy had a shirt on that just said obey. O-B-E-Y. Obey. Okay? Divine, as always, I thank you for this day. I thank you for this time. I thank you for the wisdom that you dispel to me. I thank you, ancestors. Okay? Horus, Sekhmet, Ptah, Bastet, Mertziger. Thank you, Orishas. Thank you, light vibrational beings, star seeds, Anunnaki, the high vibrational Anunnaki, not the ones that fell and then came here and taught humans homosexuality and created giants, not those. Okay, not the fallen Anunnaki. I thank angels, but I don't thank Lucifer. And if I do, it's in sarcasm. Like, thank you, dumbass motherfucker, right? It's like that. And I talk to Lucifer just like that. I talk to him just like that. Just like that. Like he's standing in front of me. Okay? You think you got something for me? You bring your dumb ass over here or you send another minion. I speak just like that. Just like that. Right? Just like that. And let him know. I will choke you out. Okay? So you best carry on. Okay? You best carry on. All right? So, thank you as always for tuning in. Again, my name's Nehru. I will probably post this on both channels. But yeah, thank you. I hope you're doing well wherever you are today. And again, I hope you're on your divine journey. And that's the lighter side. Okay? The dark side is the one with all the burdens and the stress and the what am I going to do about this and what am I going to do about that and what am I going to do about this. Okay? Al Green said the Lord will make a way. Okay? Somebody might need to listen to that song. Okay? So, don't be surprised when you get calls about funerals. Cats crying, dogs crying, people dying. Don't. Okay? Don't bill fat. Don't bill fat. Somebody fat. Don't bill. Okay? Bill fat. Somebody could be fat. Bill is fat. Okay? A bill is fat. William. Okay? But don't feel bad. Okay? When karmic energy is dismissed from you. Don't feel bad when karmic energy is dismissed from this 3D place. It doesn't matter how old they are. 10, 11, 5, 7, 20, 40, 30, 1, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay? Because what the dark energy does know, but what the individual that the demon took over did not realize, is that everybody is in play when you come against high vibrational beings. Everybody is in play. So not just the individual who did the witchcraft, but their entire family in the natural and their bloodline. their spiritual bloodline, everybody comes under attack. So, when your grandkids start dying, okay, don't say anything to me. Don't be looking at me like, what? How did he die? How did she drown? How did whatever? Don't look at me, okay? Don't look at me, okay? They should not be looking at you. I didn't hold them underwater. You don't think God, you don't think divine source Yahweh, Elohim, the great I am, Avarat, you don't think that they would take a child from someone who does witchcraft against someone? You don't think they would do that? Absolutely would. Absolutely would. Okay? Because they're all about justice. They're all about truth. Okay? I'm smelling burning trash. That reminds me of the projects, because they used to light the trash cans on fire. 4114 on the video timer. They used to light the trash cans on fire in the projects. And so that smell is reminding me of that. And take a look at the... Okay? And again, one of the things that I enjoy about here is the tropical climate. It's a jungle, okay? And in the 3D, it is a jungle, okay? So you have to learn how to move. So, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Tune in again soon. And as always, be encouraged.